What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the shop. Now we're going to have a small bit of fun in this video, so this is not a scientific experiment. I've been watching Milwaukee on their Instagram account cut some crazy stuff with these carbide bits for the Sawzall. So I have a bunch of stuff over there that we're going to chop to pieces and see if it holds up and see if it actually works. So this is going to be an interesting one. I just want to test these out and see how good they actually are. So let's chop some stuff up. Right guys, before we get started, what is a Sawzall? Well, this is Milwaukee's reciprocating saw, and they were the first to come up with a reciprocating saw, and they called it the Sawzall way back in the day. So I think most people refer to these things as Sawzalls, but they are reciprocating saws, and like I say, Sawzall is the actual Milwaukee name. These things are fantastic as implements of destruction for cutting things in awkward places. If you need to get something apart in a hurry, you're tearing up floors, ceilings, whatever, pulling sheds apart, anything like that, cutting above your head, beneath your feet. These things are just fantastic. And because they're so often used, I suppose, in demolition and pulling stuff apart to get into things, you're often going to run into timber with nails and screws and everything else in it. And there's nothing more nut busting than you take a brand new bit, you hit a nail, you hit a screw, and you ruin it. So these are Milwaukee's Carbide. There you go, if you can see that. The camera to focus on that. There we go. Carbide teeth Sawzall blades, and they're designed specifically for timber full of nails, so you can just cut straight through the lot. And yeah, like I said, I've seen them cut some crazy stuff on our Instagram account with these things. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll start off with some sensible stuff, and then we'll cut some not so sensible stuff. Let's do it. Right, let's start off with a 4x2 or 2x4, depending where you are in the world. This is just a rough piece that I've been using on some concrete, so it's full of bits of concrete and other such crud. If it can't cut this, then it's not going to cut anything. So chances are, if you're tearing something apart, you're going to run into a 4x2 or a 2x4. And yeah, this should be a fairly simple one to start with. So let's have a hack through this. Okay, simple enough. Okay, so we can cut a 2x4 as we probably expected. It did ruin the paintwork though, so your nice new blade is not so nice and new anymore. But we'll take a 3x2 or 2x3, again, wherever you are in the world, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to fill it full of nails and screws. And we're going to use steel nails rather than ordinary nails, so they'll be hard to cut. And screws always destroy my blades when I'm taking something apart. If it's full of screws, screws are a lot harder than nails. So we'll drive a bunch of these in and we'll try and chop down through them all. So let's do that. So we'll start with the nails, and I need a hammer. Where is my hammer? Okay, voila. So let's get these steel nails into this. Okay, 5 steel nails, and let's get 5 screws in. And these are just posi drive lubricated screws. Good quality screws. Okay, that should be a good test for it. 5 steel nails and 5 posi drive screws. Let's do it. We may want some eye protection and ear protection for this one. Okay, let's do it. If this doesn't work, it's going to be a fairly short video. Well, there you go. That's 5 steel nails and 5 screws, all chopped in half. No problem at all. Okay, so after that last test, here are what the teeth look like. So you can see I have some damaged teeth down here. I was kind of using just one part of the blade here. Now, steel nails are pretty heavy going, and so are screws. They're not like ordinary nails. So yeah, that's a little bit troubling. So we have some damage to the teeth already. Let's keep going and see how far we can get. Okay, steel conduit. Let's see if we can cut this. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, next up, some rebar. Just because, why not? Okay, some shallow uni strut. Yep. A spanner. Yep. Okay, so after the spanner, this is what the teeth look like. Now, it is fairly abused. That spanner is toughened steel, so yeah, it's been hardened. So that's been pretty hard on the teeth. Now, obviously, these things are not designed for cutting metal like that. They're for cutting timber full of nails, so like penny nails and things like that. Not steel nails, steel screws, spanners, rebar, things like that. But it does cut them, so we're putting it to the test. And yeah, pretty impressed so far. Let's cut a few more things. Okay, so one of the things Milwaukee cut through on their Instagram account was an actual hammer. Now, this blade has been used and abused, and I'm not sure if it's going to get through this, but they used a brand new blade and it seemed to do the trick. So we'll give it a blast with this old blade. And it's a bit of fun. Let's try it. Okay, we got some of the way through, but as I said, this blade was used and abused, and we have now tested it to destruction. So yeah, I don't think it's going to go any further than that. Right, I suppose the last remaining question then we'll try and answer is, can this blade still cut timber after the hell we put it through? Well, let's find out. Yep, still flies through timber. I wonder will it still go through some nails and screws? Let's find out. Okay, back to one of our first tests. Here is our blade now, if the camera focuses on that. Might not, there we go. So you can see now it's a bit rough and ready and extremely well used and abused. So yeah, let's see if we can still get through our timber, our nails and our screws. Okay, I think we'll call it there. We made it to the 5 nails, 1, 2, 3 screws, and yeah, that blade is well and truly banjaxed. Right guys, there we go. I'm not sure what we have discovered today other than cutting stuff is good fun. I told you this wasn't going to be a scientific test at the start of the video, but what did we discover? Well, it can cut just about most things. Again, it's not designed to cut any of these things. It's advertised as a blade, a carbide blade for cutting through timber with nails in it, and that's iron nails. Steel nails are unbelievably tough on any kind of blade, but if you do run into them, you're not going to go through too many of them. But I've no doubt that it would cut timber with just ordinary nails in it all day long. So they are pretty tough. It's pretty impressive the way it went through that spanner. Didn't quite make it through the hammer, but then again, I think Milwaukee were using a brand new blade to cut through their hammer with. It went half the way through, and that was kind of what finished it off. Didn't quite make it through the second set of nails and screws, but chopped the conduit no problem, went through the rebar. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use that kind of blade to cut rebar or conduit or anything like that. I would use either a bandsaw, a hacksaw, or a grinder with a cutting disc in it. Like I say, these things are mostly made for timber full of nails. But there you go, they're pretty tough. So if we've discovered one thing today, it's that cutting stuff is fun, and that's about it. So yeah, maybe this has been useful, maybe it hasn't been, but I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take it easy.